We are back here on another episode of Keeping Up with Southside Athletics. This time we have head coach Justin Bowen and Mallory Brooks in with us. First of all, guys, how are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Good. Coach, I actually got to come watch you after football's finally over with. I got free to come watch you guys play, and you played a very tough Sardis team who's won the county the last couple of years, but you knew going in you guys are going to be ready for them this year, and you guys took care of business in big fashion. Take us back to that game last Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think anytime that us and Sardis play, I think it's going to be a big game just because of the rivalry. I think that they're very well coached. I think they have a lot of really good players. So, you know, the rivalry is always going to be there. But I knew that we were really confident going into this year's game and just this year's season in general just because of what we had coming back. You know, I think Sardis is replacing some girls a little bit younger than we are. So I think we kind of had the advantage in that area. But I also think that we played really, really well. I thought we came out, we shot the ball well, we took care of the ball. That was kind of a point of emphasis going in, was taking care of the ball against the press and breaking the press, and I thought we did that pretty easily. But I was just really proud of our girls. You know, I think there was a lot of stuff going on. We ran out in Christmas sweaters, and we had awesome Christmas music playing, and Santa Claus calling out the starting lineups. So there was a lot of stuff going on. And so, you know, before the game, I was like, girls, don't make me look like a idiot, you know? Like, I got all this stuff going, and, like, I didn't want it to take away from the game, but I wanted us to have some fun, you know? And I thought the girls did a really good job of handling all that stuff and, you know, playing really well.
The biggest takeaway I had from the game is defensively, they could not get in a rhythm.
Yeah.
They was having trouble getting across half court, and then when they got across half court sometimes, it's just like they never gotten a set. What were you doing that was giving them so much fits?
You know, we ran some of the same stuff that we did last year. I think a lot of it had to do with just their youth, you know, and us trapping and just being so physical and just, you know, getting after them as far as trapping and stuff like that. So that was kind of what we started in. We started in kind of a zone trap type defense, and then we kind of got into man, which is what we ultimately really wanted to do. And that's something we didn't really run a whole lot last year against anybody, but that's been kind of our MO this year, is that's what we wanted to do. And when we sold out to that preseason, you know, learning that and learning the key, you know, points of emphasis behind playing man and how we want to do it. And Coach Smith and Coach Kilgore have done a really good job, you know, installing all that. But we kind of mixed it up a little bit, but I just think the pressure, you know, kind of got to them, and I think once again it had a lot to do with their youth. But I also think that our girls did a really good job, you know, selling out to their roles in each defense that we were running.
Right. Mallory, a couple questions for you. How has it been since you got out on the court now? You guys get to lift with Coach, but he's away at football, and you guys don't have him there all the time. How's it been since Coach has been back out here and you guys have had the full team and been able to play?
So I play volleyball too. So I was in volleyball and he was in football a lot. But once we got back in, it was just like second nature. Like we were just coming back in from the summer, and I thought we didn't really skip a beat without him there. I thought that we kept the intensity up, and then once we got back in there, it was just great to be back.
You guys had a really good volleyball season. Reflecting back on that, how good was that season for you from a confidence standpoint? You guys look like y'all were dominant pretty much all year.
Yeah, it was really good making it to the regionals and then getting past that first game. We hadn't done that in a long time. That was really good for us, and I also think that a bunch of our girls that play basketball and volleyball, doing what we did last year at regionals, I think that helped a lot. Just being in that environment. I know it's a different sport, but the mental part of it, I think it really helped us in volleyball too.
How hard is the transition from volleyball to basketball?
Physically, it's a lot harder getting back in shape for basketball. So I think that's probably the biggest part that is for me. And then it is a little bit different speed. I think basketball is more high-paced and more intense. So that was just really the only thing. And it's more time, too.
The game with Sardis has become a rivalry. I mean, with Sardis has pretty much become a rivalry with these county championships and you guys playing down to the wire so many times. How satisfying was that the other night to get a big victory like that? Not only get a big victory, but to do it on your home court.
It was amazing. It was just like the past games, I just think that we came with a different level of focus, and being able to win and win that big, it showed a lot from how much we've grown in the past years and everything. It felt really good.
When Coach come to you with the Buddy the Elf type warm-up ideas and stuff, what was your thoughts on that?
I was hope we can back it up. I was real nervous. I was more nervous in warm-ups. I was like, I hope we don't just go out here and look like idiots. I was kind of like him, but I thought that was honestly the best game to do it because we did already have that level of focus just because of how our games have resulted in the past. But yeah, I was a little worried.
I thought it worked awesome.
It was good.
Coach for just a minute. Coach, how do you keep the girls level-headed after a victory like that? Because they've looked at Sardis over the last, and they're like, well, we beat them a big, easy victory, so now what?
Yeah, I think it goes back to this is actually the classroom we meet in a lot. A lot of people, they just go to practice and stuff, but we do a lot of meeting time in here, usually for several hours before we practice several times a week. And we watch film and we talk about team building and stuff like that. And one of the main things we did, at the beginning of the year, was write down our goals for the year. And not one person's end of the year goal or main goal. Nobody wrote down beat Sardis. It was win the state championship. So I think it was satisfying to be able to win like that. But that's not our goal. Our goal is not even the county championship. We've got bigger goals than that, and it's to win a blue map. I mean, we don't shy away from that. Every girl talks about it. Every girl writes it down. So I think it's easy for them to sit back and be satisfied, at times with, especially winning against Sardis when they haven't done that, a lot in the past several years. But I think that they are able to kind of focus back in and go, look, this is a big win. This is nice and satisfying, but this is not our main goal. We have a long season ahead of us. We have a lot bigger things in mind that we want to accomplish. So I think they've done a great job. I think they came back the next practice ready to work. I don't think anybody was satisfied at all. Went right back to lifting and working out and doing all the things we were doing before the game. So they've done a really good job just staying focused and taking, the couple losses that we have and taking the wins and learning and growing.
What is it Miss Brooks does so well on the court that helps you out and earn her starting position?
She's obviously probably the smallest one on the team, but I'm constantly complimenting her level of intensity, the speed that she plays, and surprisingly the physicality that she plays with. She's not scared to drive in and body people up, and she does a great job using what little body she does have to get shots off and to score around the rim. One of the coolest plays to me, I think, was against Sardis, where she got a layup. Who was that against? Where you caught that layup under the rim and then put it back up.
Oxford.
Yeah, Oxford. So she gets this rebound, bodies the girl up, and goes right back up and scores right there. And it's awesome to see a girl that small doing that, and she does a great job rebounding. She runs a little bit of point guard type for us. We have several girls that bring the ball down the floor, but she does a great job handling the basketball, controlling the offense. She's probably one of our most vocal girls on the team as far as when we're out on the floor. So there's just a lot of really good stuff I could say about her, but she's earned, the opportunity to start when she gets to, and she's just having a really good year so far.
When you hear Coach talk about you in those terms, how does that make you feel?
It's also obviously great to have validation from him, and I'm also one that needs to have somebody stay on them, and he's definitely the coach that I need because as soon as I don't get punished or what's the word? Corrected, yeah. I just start thinking something's wrong. I need somebody to get on me and tell me hey, snap out of it, let's go. You know. So I think that in that aspect, he's a good coach for me, and we work well together like that. But yeah, it's great to hear those things. So.
What's the maddest you've ever made, Coach?
The maddest? Probably one of the first practices. It was probably one of the first practices we had, and we were going over our press. It was our diamond press or something, and they were making me stand a certain way, and I wasn't very comfortable guarding it that way, just the position I was in, and I kept letting this freshman get the ball, and he was like, "Is she better than you? Is she better than you?" And I was just like,
I need to take your number?
"Yeah." He was like, and I was like, "No." I was like, "Can I just please stand a different way? Just please let me." And after that, we were fine. But I think that was probably the most he's been mad at me, or
I love it.
the most I've made him mad, I guess.
Well, Coach, before we shut it down, I got one more question to ask you. You guys got Alexandria. I don't know when this video will be dropped, today or tomorrow, but you got Alexandria coming up. What is it about them that you got to do? You guys are in a 3-team region, so you want that number 1 seed and host, obviously. So you definitely a very important game.
Yeah, so obviously I'm from Alexandria, so I have a lot of respect for the school, the coaches that they have there. I know all of them, so they're always going to be a team that they're going to be probably well prepared. They're going to play really, really hard, regardless of what they do or don't have. So it's going to be a game where we have to be focused. Like, we can't just come out because they're going to get all up in us on defense. They're going to play extremely hard. They have a lot of pride in their school. I think that's one of the great things about Alexandria is every one of those girls and guys, like, they have a lot of pride for the team that they're playing for and the colors that they wear. So that's why they're always so dangerous in every sport. But I feel really good about our girls. I feel really good about our chances, playing. I think we're really focused. I think we're playing pretty good right now. We're not where we want to be, but I think we're getting there. And we've done a really good job in the last couple of days preparing for them and talking about the things that they do well and maybe the things they don't do very well and how to exploit those and stuff like that. So we're really excited to play. I think it's going to be cool playing on a Saturday. We should probably have a pretty good crowd, I would think. So I'm excited to play them just because that's kind of where I'm from, and I know the girls are excited because Alexandria's kind of had our number in volleyball. So I think this is a chance for our girls to kind of have some payback.
Flip the script.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good in volleyball. Both teams are very good in volleyball. Coach, I appreciate you, Mallory, as well. We're going to shut this episode down, and we'll see you guys back next week. All right, we are here with another edition of Keeping Up with Southside Athletics, and we have Coach Holderfield in with us with Cade McMichael as well. Guys, how you guys been doing, first of all?
Pretty good, boss. Good to see you.
Coach Bowen's got it about 75, 80 degrees in this room. It's a little warm in here.
Toasty.
So we're gonna rush through this one a little bit. Coach, I finally got to come see you guys in person. I know some of my guys that come shot you guys earlier this year, seen a couple of your games. I like what I seen. You guys look real scrappy. You guys look like you had a younger team. Look like you battled, the entire game. You had moments where you took the lead and really had Sardis confused. Take us back to that Sardis game the other night, because you knew that was going to be a huge game, an inter-county rivalry, so to speak.
Well, first of all, Sardis is very well coached, great team. Those guys have played a lot of varsity basketball. At the core of that group, I think, have all been out there for 3 years. So we were pleased with how we battled. Obviously, we wanted the result to be a little different, but I definitely think early in the season it was a great learning and growing experience. They're really good inside, a couple of good post players, and so I thought our guys did a good job of scout report and how we were going to guard the post and those sort of things. And did some good things. Sardis made a good adjustment second half, changing defenses, and that rattled us a little bit. But all in all, I was really pleased with our guys. I thought they really battled.
Coach, this gentleman sitting next to you right here, you talked to me when we first talked this season about guys you got to have, and he's the first name you mentioned. What is it about this gentleman right here that sticks out to you as a basketball player?
Caden is infectious. He just rubs off on everybody around him. He's kind of a quiet guy. He's not a very vocal person. But just how he is, he's very fearless. He comes off as he's the coolest guy I know. He is. He comes off as very cool, but he's got a competitive drive that when he gets in the moment is unmatched. Yeah. And I think for our guys, that's definitely what we need. I mean, we've told the story several times about some of the injuries we've had and how young our team is and how inexperienced we are, and we're getting better in those areas. And a lot of that is kind of coming straight from Caden. They see him out there competing. Caden's a guy that again is fearless and very steady. He's not an emotional guy. He kind of is very even keeled in how he handles every situation. And I think that brings a steadiness and a toughness to our team that we really need. So definitely have been really proud of him. Caden is a guy that was, is kind of thrust into a leadership role this year. And when he would have had a couple more guys, seniors that have been out here for a couple of years around him to help him with that, and a lot of that is just kind of individually fell on his shoulders. And I think he's handled it beautifully. I think he's been really good to our younger guys, and I definitely think that how he's been about things, you'll see a lot of positive growth on us over the season just by how he's handled it.
No doubt. Okay, then let me ask you a question there. Coach mentioned it a minute ago. You guys have had some very unfortunate injuries, but you also had those injuries in football where you had to step up in roles as well. Talk about that, your mindset, and how your mindset's changed from coming into this season, maybe thinking over the summer, we got this guy and that guy, and I've only got to do this for the team. But now all that's changed.
Yeah, I know. It was real unfortunate just watching all them guys go down one by one. But if there's anything about this team, I know they're gonna keep battling. And I mean, every single one of them. Obviously we're sad about all those guys. I mean, I'd give up my senior year to watch them have their senior year. But this whole team they just keep battling.
Not to mention you had to step up your role, but you didn't get much of a break. Like as soon as football ended, coach had to have you in here. How's that transition been from football over into basketball?
It's been good. Obviously, condition is a little different. Basketball condition more like a 7-on-7 than real football.
Right.
Because it's just different. It took a while to get in condition, but once we got, all the football guys in condition, we got everything rolling. We're gonna be good.
Once you got out there on the court with the guys, and you guys are still figuring things out left and right, how quick did it come back to you?
It was 2 to 3 days. Most of these guys, the first time I've ever played a basketball game with them. But it's transition quick. We all came together pretty quick. It's been good.
Coach mentioned it. You got that calm, cool, collective kind of not really a smirk, but a kind of a smile that on your face all the time. How do you maintain that? Because when I played basketball and I played with Coach in high school, he can tell you I was nothing like that.
It's just trusting Coach, trusting the game plan, just trusting everything, trusting my teammates, just knowing that they're going to give it their all.
Gotcha. And Coach, a couple more questions for you. Since you got these guys in here, I know you've been plugging and playing and moving guys around. What have you established from that since you got, putting them in the fire, so to speak, in real life situations?
There's been a lot of changes just within the 9 games we've played. We have Reed Robinson, who is another senior that missed our first 5 games maybe, that is cleared and is now playing. And obviously, coming off a serious knee injury, he actually tore his ACL in June. It was our first June practice. So he's back, but he's also still kind of, he's probably 75% or so right now. So that's changed us. I feel really good. I told him the other night, we went and played last Friday night at Fort Payne. It was a very good team, and we played very well. It's probably the best game we played all year. And I told the guys in the locker room after the ball game, we're finally starting to get to a point to where I feel like everybody understands and is feeling their role. We've got some guys that need to score. Caden's one of those guys, good shooter, needs to score. We've got some guys that are coming off the bench and defending really well. We got some guys that are coming off the bench and take care of the ball really well. We've got other starters that are growing. And everybody's just, I think everybody's kind of figuring out and understanding what their role and what the rotation is going to be. And everybody may not always like that. Everybody wants their role to be what they want their role to be. And if it's not, then sometimes there's some frustration to that. And our guys may not all be happy in their role, but you don't see it. Like they're coming out and they're doing their job every day with the hopes of helping make our team. It's just a team first group of guys.
I love it.
So that's been, I really feel, 9 games in that we're starting to click in that respect. And I think you'll see just a lot of positive coming from that.
You guys got Alexandria coming up now, correct?
Yes, we actually had to move we had a conflict with wrestling. We're supposed to play Alexandria tonight, but it's going to be tomorrow night, Saturday night. We play at home tomorrow night against Alexandria, first area game.
Gotcha. Let me talk back to Kay one more time, then we'll be close to shutting it down. These area games do mean a lot. You obviously want to get a good seed for that area tournament. You also don't want anybody in that area to think they got anything over you. What's your mindset heading into this Alexandria game?
We're just focusing on. Really focusing on this practice we're about to have right now. Just taking it day by day. We're gonna focus on it one area game in a row.
That's right. Yeah, now Alexandria, you guys had a victory over them in football this year, so I'm sure they're going to be gunning for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
A Saturday game, how's that look different for you? Because you got free time on your hands, you're not at school. How do you stay even keel before you don't peak too high and want to come in ready to go?
We shoot around about 10 o'clock, then go home, watch some film, then come back probably about 5 o'clock, watch the girls' game, and then get ready.
Fortunately, here, watching the girls is always fun as well. Yeah. All right, I'm going to talk back to Coach, then we'll shut it down. Coach, heading into these all-important area games, what's your number one focus to get these guys ready to roll?
Well, basketball is a tournament sport. We're at December, whatever today is, December 15th, 16th. And we'll still be sitting here, January 30th. I mean, and not be in an area tournament yet. So it's obvious we're in a little bit unique of a situation in the fact that we're in a 3-team region or 3-team area. So whoever the 1 seed is automatically a sub-regional team, automatically a playoff team. So we would like to have that. We'd like to be able to host the area tournament here, host the area championship game here, and kind of have ourselves solidified into the playoffs before we even go area tournament. So there's a lot of that. We had a really good win against Alexandria in the area tournament last year, won an area championship, and that's who we beat. Tanner Robinson hit that shot at the buzzer, and so it's become a pretty good rivalry for us. There's a lot of excitement in playing Alexandria. It's not too far down the road, but it's still early in the season. And so more than anything else, we just need to get one day better. And in our prep work, is obviously you're scouting and prepping a little bit more for these area games than you might for non-area, non-county game. But so we want to get better at that. That's something we need to improve on. It's just how we prepare for people as the season goes along. But just looking forward to the chance to play and having a chance for play a game that's going to mean something from an area tournament seeding standpoint.
Coach, when you got gentlemen like this young man beside you here on your team, is always smiling, keeps everybody happy. It's got to make your job a lot better.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, good luck to you guys in that area tournament game. Well, area game, sorry. I don't want to wish the tournament curse on you guys just yet, but good luck to you guys against Alexandria.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.